I think that the biggest risk and the biggest opportunity are the same. If you let yourself be pushed around by all of this, you're just forever going to be in chaos. The biggest challenge that water supply managers face is fundamental uncertainty. They've got growth, they've got variability in climate change, and working out how to solve that problem, there's no clear path. And that's not something that decision makers like. Maybe the contrarian but evidence-based view I have is that there's no such thing as the right path. Over the next decade, there's two things I don't think leaders are prepared for. The one we all talk about is AI, and I think despite the fact that we say we're thinking about it, we can't really be prepared. Very difficult to understand what it's really going to do. But the one I want to mention isn't talked about as much, even though I think it's as dramatic, which is the end of the last 50 years of political stability throughout the world since World War II. We do seem to be entering a new international era of chaos and conflict. There's a huge opportunity for leaders to capitalise on this by picking a path and holding true to it, given all of this uncertainty on AI and the political environment. The one practical step that utilities could make to be more resilient is to accept that you're going to have to make decisions under uncertainty, and just to try and take the next step on what you think the project is you need to build. Maybe you can do some planning, maybe you can do some initial design, maybe you can collect some data so that you're reducing the time for implementation. That kind of readiness work is really needed because projects take a long time. What we end up with at the moment is seeing projects as one single thing you have to make a decision on, and then you can't make the decision until you're in crisis, and then it's too late. But if we could progress projects so they're ready to go, even though that's a little bit of investment, we'd be taking some of the sting out of the final decision. What could you really do in the next 5 years? Think about what it is you want to do and make some positive steps towards it. You don't have to make the big decision, but make some small decisions. Everything we do is a trade-off. If you're doing this, you're not doing the other thing you could have done. Picking something and following it is more likely to succeed. That's the way. Find some clarity and hold to it.
Nexus, published by GHD. Actionable Foresight.